DJ NTV.
Serap asked National Assembly to reject Buhari fresh loan request, plus INEC says election material were moved out of Enugu office before the fire outbreak, as Miyetti Allah dump open grazing and adopt feedlot system in Ondo State. Hi guys, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you, depending on the location you're watching us from. A very big welcome to you. This is DJ MTV Daily News Update, your WhatsApp channel where you get the latest and the best news all around the world. If this is the first time of seeing any of our video, please take a step further, subscribe and turn on notification bell so you'll be one of the first person to get notified each time we post a new video. Let's go straight up into the main news. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has urged the Senate President Ahmed Lawal and the Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajemila to reject the fresh request by President Muhammadu Buhari to borrow $4 billion and £710 million until spending details of all loans obtained since May 29, 2015 by the government are published. The group has noted that President Muhammadu Buhari recently sought the approval of the National Assembly to borrow $4 billion and £710 million, citing emergency need. The request was contained in a letter dated August 24, 2021. But in an open letter dated September 18, 2021, signed by SERAP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the rights body expressed concern over Nigeria's growing debt crisis, lack of transparency and accountability in the spending of loans, and perceived unwillingness or inability of the National Assembly to vigorously exercise its constitutional duties to check indiscriminate borrowing by the federal government. SERAP also said that the National Assembly should not allow the federal government to accumulate unsustainable level of debt and use the country's scarce resources for crippling debt services payment, but for improving the access of poor and vulnerable Nigerians to basic public service and human rights. It said accumulation of excessive debt and unsustainable debt servicing are inconsistent with the government's international obligation to use the country's resources for the realization of economic and social rights. In the letter copied to the chairman of the Public Accounts Committees of the National Assembly, SERAP lamented that the country's public debt has grown with no end in sight. Meanwhile, on other news, the National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voters Education Committee of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mr. Festus Okoya, said election material had been removed before the fire incident at the INEC office in Agu local government area in Enugu. In a statement made available to newsmen in Enugu on Sunday, Okoye said our resident electoral commissioner for Enugu State, Mr. Emeka, reported an attack on the Independent National Electoral Commission office in Agu local government area of the state. The building was set ablaze this morning, Sunday, September 19, 2021, resulting in extensive damage to mainly the store section where election materials are kept. Fortunately, all movable election material had been evacuated following recent attack on our offices in the state. There are no casualties in the incident, he noted. The identity or motive of the attackers are unknown, while the incident has been reported to the Nigerian Police Force for investigation. The commission appreciates the prompt response of the security agencies comprising the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Army, the Department of State Service (DSS), and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), as well as Enugu State Fire Service and the Agu Local Government Neighborhood Watch. This unfortunate incident is the first since the last attack on our facility 4 months ago in May 2021, he said. The state CID Enugu has commenced investigation to unravel the mystery behind the fire incident that occurred at the Independent National Electoral Commission office in Ogu local government area in the early hours of Sunday, the 19th of September 2021. Further development will be communicated as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria Magban ONDO State chapter has embraced the feedlot operational system as alternative to open grazing, saying it will help them increase their profit and end the age-long acrimony with the farmers in the state. This was made known by the State Secretary of Magban, Mr. Ahmed Dana, at the weekend in Akure at the end of a 5-day training for corporate bodies, general public, and other stakeholders with interest in agricultural value chain business, with special emphasis on feedlot operational system. It was organized by the ONDO State Agri-Business Empowerment Center in collaboration with Food and Agricultural Organization to train and certify 150 pastoralists in cattle, sheep, and goat value chain business. Mr. Ahmed, who noted that the training was a welcome development for the association, said the use of technology for meat production would increase their produce and profit margin drastically. The Ondo State Secretary of Magban, who is also the Secretary of the Cattle Dealers in the state, urged the national body and other cattle rearers to try the initiative put in place by the Ondo State government. He therefore appealed for funding for the effective start-up. The chairman of the OSAEC, Mr. Akin Olotu, assured the participant that the adoption of the feedlot system would not only improve productivity and profit for the farmers, but also reduce the clashes with the host community. Mr. Akin also added that the state government has chosen to reenact the ranching system introduced by late Chief Obafemi Awolowo in the West region, saying that it is also partnering notable financial institutions for funding. Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, also urged the participants to think more on opportunities that abound in the entire value chain of agriculture. Represented by the head of service, Pastor John Adeyemi, he said his administration thought it expedient to revamp and reintroduce feedlots, which was a variant of ranching with support of the FAO. He said it was another milestone geared towards creating jobs, ensuring food security, and promoting peaceful coexistence among inhabitants of the state via eradication of farmer/herders clashes. So guys, here we have it. We have seen the Magban, that is the Association of Cattle Breeders, talking about the Miyetti Allah accepting the feedlot system in place of the open grazing in Ondo State particularly, and that was because the Ondo State governor has reopened the feedlot system to them and has trained over 150 pastoralists in the area of using machines for their meat production. Of course, the Miyetti Allah in the state, through its secretary, Mr. Ahmed, has appreciated the governor and has said that the use of machine for meat production would help them a lot and also increase their profit, and has encouraged other Magban in other states to key into this system in order to avoid farmer and elder clashes in the various states. Again, there was an outbreak in Enugu yesterday, particularly at the INEC office in a good local government area, but the state resident commissioner has come out to say that there was no electoral materials at the time the office was set ablaze by hoodlums. And according to him, all the electoral materials have been moved out since the last incident of a burning down of the INEC office. One thing is for sure, that the motive of these hoodlums who goes after INEC office and government properties have not yet been revealed, but some Nigerians have been saying that in the southeast in particularly, elections would not hold. Some Nigerians in the southeast have been saying that, but then some Nigerians in the southeast still want the election to continue, and they want peaceful coexistence between the residents of the state and the federal government. And again, we saw the SERAP coming out to tell the Senate and also the House of Representatives not to accept the request of $4 billion loan and £710 million loan that President Muhammadu Buhari has requested for. Of course, they said that until the loans that have been collected since 2015, when President Muhammadu Buhari took over, is being accounted for, that no other loans should be given out. Of course, Nigerians know that the APC rules the National Assembly, talking about the Senate and then the House of Representatives. The APCs are the one ruling it, and the president is from the APC. Now, but the SERAP are coming out to say that until we have a transparent paper carrying the spending of the loans that have been taken from 2015 when President Muhammadu Buhari took over power till now, the $4 billion and the £710 million that he is requesting for projects should not be granted. Of course, some Nigerians have come out to say that, what is President Muhammadu Buhari doing with all this loan? What project is he funding? And forgetting that Nigerians are vulnerable people who need to be employed, who needs infrastructure, but then the loans being collected from 2015 when he assumed office till date, the poor masses, that is some Nigerians who are vulnerable, have not benefited from those loans, but yet you still keep on collecting loan according to some Nigerians, and they are kicking against it seriously. So guys, what is your opinion about it? Do you think that the lawmakers, talking about the National Assembly, the Senate, and then the House of Representatives, should grant the request of President Muhammadu Buhari going again to get a loan of $4 billion and also £710 million? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. Do not forget to like, share, and comment on all our videos. Do follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Instagram. Also check us out on our website, www.djmtv.news. Until we come your way next time, do not forget, this is DJ MTV Daily News Update. Thank you for watching till the end.
Yeah.
DJ MTV. DJ MTV.
People don't say no, they don't like it. Welcome to DJ MTV.
DJ MTV. DJ MTV. DJ MTV. DJ MTV.
Some of the delegates and ask the question.
DJ MTV. DJ MTV. DJ MTV.